Hey everybody, it's Benny1 and I'm back at you with another movie review, everybody. And I'm finally going to do my review for No Time to Die, the 25th and final Daniel Craig James Bond movie, everybody, because this is officially his last James Bond movie. It's an anniversary movie, and I thought it turned out great. I thought they did a fantastic job with it, to be honest with you. And of course, it was the first big movie that got delayed because of COVID. It literally was the first big movie. It was supposed to come out back in April of 2020, like the very beginning of April, because I remember I was going to go pre-order my ticket and everything because I was so excited to watch this movie. And of course, delay. And we finally got to see it. Oh my God. I watched it, I think about a week or two after it came out in the movie theaters, back when I was on my break. I totally went and watched it, and you guys all know I love James Bond. I rewatch all the Bond movies every single year around Christmas. I am currently still doing that. It's taking me a little longer this year. That ranking video is still coming, I promise. I literally am on the Timothy Dalton movies, and then I'll move into Pierce and Daniels. So I've seen this movie 5 times now. Yeah, I've watched it 5 times now since it came out on 4K, Blu-ray, whatever. So let's get into this right here, everybody. So this was directed by Cary Fukunaga. I think this is how you say his last name. I think this dude did a great job directing this movie. I thought he did a fantastic job. He's really good with the action stuff. Like, the action was top-notch, top-tier James Bond level action in this movie. And the reason that I think it turned out so well is because they shot and did as much naturally and real, not with CGI. They did as much of this as practical as they possibly could. The fights, the stunts, everything. It was all done practical to literally the point that they could not. Like, if it could be done practically, they did this practically. Like, I watched the special effects or the special features where they literally, in the beginning part of the movie, when they're in, I can't remember what that city's called, but it's where Bond goes to see Vesper's grave and everything. It's in the beginning of the movie. They literally, like, planted these fake stones in the walls of the actual buildings and blew that up and they used real explosive, nothing CG. Like, everything literally was done with real practical effects. And I'm telling you, when you sprinkle a little CG in with that, you got that 15% mixture of CGI and practical effects. I think the movies just turn out so much better. Like, they just look so much better, especially when it comes to the action. Like, I just really think they do. So yeah, I think this guy did a fantastic job directing this movie. And of course, Daniel Craig is back as James Bond. He's not 007 anymore in this movie, of course, because he is retired, everybody, because Spectre, him and Madeline, go off in the DB5, everybody, and he's retiring. And it doesn't pick up directly after that, but maybe a week or two, maybe a month after, when they're just, going around, traveling, having fun, relaxing. So yeah, it picks up after that, and Daniel is fantastic in this movie. He, you can tell that he's getting older because, but Daniel looks good for his age. I will say that. He looks very good for his age. You could tell that he was all in on this movie. Like, whereas Spectre, you could kind of start to see that he was just kind of he wasn't really enjoying doing it anymore. You could see it through the performance. That completely did a U-turn in this movie, man. He was full bore, full guns a-blazing. He was all in. He did as much of the action that he could possibly do himself because he used to do all of it. And I'd still say he did pretty much as he possibly could. Like, he really did. And the finished product shows. So, and I will say this, he is the only James Bond actor to go out with a good movie. The other James Bond actors, Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton's second movie was pretty good, honestly, but he only had 2 movies. So, and then Lazenby only had 1. So, he literally is the only James Bond actor that actually went out with their last movie being good. Like, the other ones did not, because trust me, A View to a Kill, whew, that is not a very good James Bond movie. I still watch it. And then you have freaking Sean Connery's last movie, Diamonds Are Forever, and then Never Say Never Again, which is an unofficial Bond movie. Those both were meh. They were all right. So, yeah. Daniel Craig, man, you rock. You did it. You're the only one that had a complete cohesive story, even though when they made these movies, I don't think they had any plans to make these all cohesive in story. And the fact that this last movie has threads and story plots and things that tie it into all the other movies, that they totally just wrap up in a nice little bow in this movie for you and send him off into the sunset, like, is amazing and impressive feat alone by itself. The fact that they could do that with every different directors except for Skyfall and Spectre. They had the same director. So yeah. So we had Leah Seduki or whatever. Sedukes. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry. She plays Madeline Swan. There's only been 1 or 2 other Bond girls that has been in another James Bond movie, but the main Bond girl returning for a second movie, nah, she's the only one to ever do that. Her and Bond's relationship in this movie is like the heart and soul of this movie, and there is reasons why. I'm not going to tell you why, because it was a little surprising when it happened in the movie. But yeah, their relationship, it literally is the heart and soul of this movie, completely. Rami Malek's the big bad villain in this, everybody, Safin. And he was okay, he was good. I don't think, he's not one of Daniel's best villains. He was menacing. That opening scene, like the very opening scene of the movie with him, was creepy as hell. Seemed like a horror movie at times. Like, he was creepy. He wasn't very menacing though, and I just don't think he had a lot of screen time, which I think maybe is why I feel that way, so I don't know. And then we have Lashana Lynch. She plays Nomi, and she is the new 007. That is right, a female 007. She's not the new James Bond, though. People lost their damn minds about this on the internet when this got leaked, that she literally is the new James Bond 007. Yes, she's the new 007, but it's a number that gets passed on to agent after agent after agent, because they only go up to 009. So obviously these numbers get passed on to different agents. She did not replace James in the movie. Like, that's what everybody was so bent out of shape about. She did not replace him in the movie. She actually was another character that they added in, that actually added to the dynamics and the story of the movie. Like, it was great. It was fantastic. She did an awesome job. It was good. So, and then we have Ana de Armas. Oh my God. She plays Paloma. Whoo, she stole the movie, and she was only in the movie for like 15 freaking minutes, like 15, 20 minutes. Damn it. I wish she was in the movie like way more than she was. Her scene with Bond at the Spectre party, the birthday party for Blofeld, fan-fucking-tastic. Holy dude, like, seriously, she was amazing. And that whole fight sequence with Bond and her and Nomi, and they're trying to get that freaking scientist. Dude, it literally is easily one of my favorite parts of the movie. The action, when Bond comes out of that freaking building where the party was in the bar, and he flicks that gun out and just starts shooting, and they got that bump, 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 bump. Oh, it gets your blood pumping, man. I'm like, yes. Like, that's why I love this movie franchise. Like, it's just badass. It's awesome. Just great stuff. Ray Fiennes plays M, of course. Him and Bond really butt heads. You have never seen Bond and M fight and argue like they do in the beginning of this movie. Like, woo! And he's a good M for Daniel's Bond when it comes to that kind of stuff. So Ben Winshaw is back as Q. He's just as awesome as he has been in Skyfall and Spectre and this one. Awesome stuff. Him and Craig have great chemistry together. Naomi Harris is back as Moneypenny. She's good. She doesn't get a whole lot of screen time in this movie, actually, whereas in Spectre and Skyfall, she had quite a bit of screen time. This one, she did not. So Jeffrey Wright is back as Felix, and man, they hit the emotion buttons with his character. I gotta tell you what, man. Ooh. But yes, great as Felix. And then Christopher Waltz is back as Blofeld for a little part. And I feel like they kind of made up for what they didn't do with him in Spectre, but not really, because he was in the movie very briefly. So, but you guys, this movie is fantastic. It is high octane action. It's really not that slow. It's fast paced. It's funny. And I will say that out of all of Daniel Craig's movies, this is the one that feels the most like a traditional James Bond movie. Even though he's like retired and actually not in the MI6 anymore when the movie begins. And it takes place 5 years later after the very beginning of the movie. So, and where Spectre ended. So he is a lot older, which they don't really show signs of too much, but he is older. But yeah, it's the most like the traditional style James Bond movies. You got lots of gadgets. He's going to Q to get his gadgets. They go on their missions. It's just, and you have all the characters in place for that traditional James Bond movie. Like to me, it felt like that. It's easily the funniest Daniel Craig James Bond movie. Easily. There's the humor on this, and it didn't affect the movie though in a bad way. It was actually mixed in really well, and it actually felt like it was a natural progression for Daniel's Bond to get to this point through all of his movies, because it started out very realistic. So, but I felt like it felt totally natural the way they went with this movie and his character and everything. Just awesome. Like, and there are Easter eggs galore in this movie because it's an anniversary movie. On Her Majesty's Secret Service is one of the big ones that they have tons of Easter eggs from, songs, all sorts of stuff. The opening title sequence with Billie Eilish, awesome, fantastic. I don't even know why people hate it. Like, I just don't. It's fantastic, great. Yeah, this movie is just awesome, people, and it literally, I know for a fact it is in my top 10 James Bond movies. I'm not quite sure where exactly. It could be in the top 5. I don't know yet. I got to finish my rewatch, but I know for a fact this is easily the best last movie for a James Bond actor by far. And I would also probably say that it's Daniel's third best James Bond movie. It's not his best one, that's for sure. And because I do think Skyfall and Casino Royale are above it, but it is right below both of those movies, man. It is really good, very entertaining. And I am just happy that we got to watch Daniel Craig play this character in 5 movies in a 15-year period, man. It was awesome to watch him play James Bond. He did a fantastic job, and it's crazy that he's done, and we're going to get a new James Bond actor now. So who the heck knows who that's going to be? I'm sure people will freak out over it, though. So, all right, everybody, what are we going to give this bad boy? We're going to give No Time to Die. We're giving this bad boy a 9 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic. So, a 9 out of 10 for No Time to Die, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you on the tube later because I have spoken.